Alright, so we are going to do a little walk around of this Bobcat S66 R series skid steer. We have not owned or operate, well, we have not owned a Bobcat skid steer up to this point. The only skid steers that we have run are John Deere's and Kubotas. John Deere has gone away from the hand and foot control machines. We have several John Deere's, and for those of you that have followed us for quite a while here, you'll know that we have toyed around with some Kubota skid steers, and we've had some problems. We've had 3 Kubota skid steers all together, and we've had problems with all 3. What we like about the Kubota skid steer is the door. This door here is just like any other skid steer. The John Deere's are the same, and they open out. The Kubota skid steer opens up and out of the way. We have broken several doors on the John Deere's. These guys carry big bales. They have big bales. They'll carry 2. They can't just carry them level because they can't see over the top of them. So they raise them up so they can see under them. They have them raised and tilted, and the top bale falls off on the machine. So they do a 360. They don't do a 180. They do several 360s looking for that bale. It's on top of the skid steer. They discover that it's on top of the skid steer, so you know what they do? They go forward and back, trying to get it to fall off. Sometimes it rolls over the back of the machine. Sometimes it rolls over the front. When it rolls over the front, it comes down off the front, falls on the backstop. So then it's like a dog or an animal. They say, oh! They pick the bucket up. When they pick the bucket up, the bale falls down in between the cab and the machine, breaks the front window out. Then they complain about how it's mucho cold running that machine with no door on it. Hey, boss man, can you buy me a new door? No, we're done buying doors. So that's what the one thing we liked about the Kubota skid steer, is the fact that it had a cab door that went up into the unit. Therefore, if you have this boom up a little bit, you can get out of the machine, and so on and so forth. The best machine that we have had throughout all of this experience has probably been the John Deere. Believe it or not, we have tried to get away from them, but we have found that the John Deere skid steer through and through has been probably the best unit. We have tried with the Kubota, but that didn't work. The latest Kubota machine that we have had, my brother bought in 2023 in December. The engine went on it. My brother actually bought this one here too. We have been talking back and forth. He wanted to know what machine to buy, and I said I've thrown my hands up in the air. So he bought this one. So far this looks to be like a good machine. We went with this machine, we, he, I, we, he, whatever, went with this machine because it has hand and foot controls. The John Deere machine's the only machine that you can get with both hand and foot controls, is the largest machine. We don't want the largest machine because we want a machine that we can work with in the barns, pushing feed in, picking up feed, dividing feed, so on and so forth. By the time you put that bucket on, the bucket is out to here. From here to the back of the machine, we want to be able to fit that machine in between the feed alley curbs. It's about, I think we're 14 feet. And pick up feed against the curb, back out, turn around, and go on about our business. So we don't need a really long, big ass machine. We need a machine that can handle somewhere around 2,000 pounds, thereabouts. Something that can handle 2 big square bales. Nothing more, nothing less. This machine here, being that it is, I don't know how many horsepower it is. I want to say it's around that 70 horsepower range, somewhere thereabouts. We had been buying 318 John Deeres like they were going out of style. The trouble with the 318s, they changed the geometry of them a little bit. They shortened them up. There is one right there. It's a nice, strong, tough machine, but being that it is so compact, it is actually a lot harder to work on. A neighbor on yonder, he said, you know what, we're not dealing with the 318s, whether it's a D, an E, a G, a what have you. We're just gonna go with the 320s. They're only a couple $1,000s more, and they were smarter by doing that because the machine's a little larger once you get into the later series, and being that they're a little larger, they're a little easier to work on. So again, hand and foot control machines, you cannot buy a hand and foot control machine from John Deere anymore. This one, however, has hand and foot. This one is foot via electronic whatever. It's not direct to the valve body itself. So this has a key switch. My brother was telling me about this. He was something with the salesman. This has got the touchpad, and it's supposed to have, and it has the key switch too, so we don't know, or I don't know right at the moment how to start this. Alright, so it's key switch to start. Some of our John Deeres are just a touchpad. So release park. So we might have to stick you guys up in here. I don't know where we're gonna put you, but let's just put you right here. Oh, we got a metal cage in here. I better stick you right there. So what we're gonna use this machine for, alright, the right hand lever does the right hand. Alright, I don't have any hydraulic functions here. Alright, so we have this figured out. Put the lap belt down or start the machine, either or. So we'll put the lap bar down, start the machine. So what I was doing is I was releasing the parking brake first. You don't want to release that first. Leave that the way it is. Hit the hydraulic button. Releases the park brake and it gives you hydraulics. So we have that function. We've got boom up, down, we've got bucket tilt, what have you. So that is the mistake that we were making. So everybody is going to have to learn that. So we'll go ahead and run this around some. What we're curious of here is we are curious whether or not this will fit with the bucket on it between the feed alleys. So, let me get this phone call and I'll join back up with you guys. Alright? Alright, so we got done with that phone call, and what we're doing now is we're going to get onto this 7-foot bucket. We don't no longer use this bucket for feed or anything, but it is a bucket that we have used in the past for feed. So I need to figure out how we can lock our bucket on here. What is this? Bobcat down. Alright, so we've got our bucket locked on. There is the 320 skid steer there. So we're going to see how this guy's doing. We're gonna see how he does here. We're gonna play with him a little bit. Alright, you ready? We're gonna see how he does. Alright, Bobcat. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're just screwing around here. We're just screwing around. So he didn't really know what we were up to. So we're gonna check the length of this machine against this John Deere. So we're gonna have him put his bucket down. We're gonna show him how to use this machine. So we're ahead of him a little bit. We're ahead of him by, we didn't get situated here. We're ahead of him by 4 inch. We'll call it 5 inches. We're 5 inches longer than him on the front, and we are a good foot shorter than him on the back. So we're gonna switch machines here with him. We're gonna switch. You get in there, all right? And let's take this bucket off over there. I'll take mine off and we'll switch buckets, okay? All right, we're going to put the correct bucket on this machine. That 320 Deere is about a foot longer than the Bobcat. So we're gonna switch machines. We're gonna get this guy using this one here. So give me a second. All right, so we have switched machines here now. We're gonna let this guy get acclimated to this machine. And we like to use our new machine in the feed. And what we do is we divide feed up here and there. And what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to, he has been dividing feed up right here. So we want to have this machine crossways in the feed alley. The John Deere 326 is too long to do this. This barn here is a little longer from feed alley curb to feed alley curb. So we'll measure this one to give you an idea. But you can see that this machine is a foot shorter than the 320 John Deere. So we'll measure from this curb here. I'm just going to hook on to the lock bar. I don't even know what the heck this measurement is. So we are 18. We're 18 foot 6 in between. I think the other feed, this is a wider feed alley than what we have over in the other barns. We'll measure those here in a minute. So remember that number, 18 foot 6. So he has pushed from one length of the barn to the other. He's coming back up through here. This guy's real good. He can divide feed up. It's only 6 o'clock at night here, and he can get this feed to run till 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll come down through here and he'll divide it up. He'll move feed from one side to the other. He'll see that, oh, you know, this group here he knows that this group matches one of the other groups over in the other barn, and hey, they're a little low. He'll carry some feed over there and what have you. So he's done doing what he needs to do. So we're gonna jump on this 320 skid steer. We're gonna take it down below. We'll go over into the other barns that are a little narrower than this feed alley to give you an idea of what we're trying to do. We need to take the skid steer, scoop up against the curb, and not hit the headlocks in behind us. The 318 skid steer is a nice shorter skid steer, and that works great for that. But this machine here, being that it's longer, you can see that, you know, we've got quite a bit of distance behind that rear wheel assembly. So we'll take this unit here. This is a hand control unit only. We'll take this over into the other barn and measure that feed alley. So you remember that number, right? 18 foot 6. I can't remember if this barn 8 feed alley, on this end it is wider than down in the middle portion of the barn. So we can drive down through here. We'll measure the other end. Barn's been added on to several times. So what we'll need to do is we'll have to come back with you guys several months from now to give you an evaluation on our thoughts of the actual Bobcat skid steer. But the John Deere skid steers have served us well. However, being that we don't have the ability to be able to buy a unit that is hand and foot, they're only hand controls, and some of our guys just do not like just the hand control units. So we'll go ahead and jump out here. These gals are like, what in the hell are you doing? You got nothing attached here, and why are you in here? So we'll hook on to the headlock here. Remember, we were 18 foot, about 6. I think this is 16. Yeah, we're 16 foot 7. So we're 2 foot shorter on this feed alley than that other barn over there. So that makes a huge difference with how long the machine is. I don't remember what that machine length was, but this machine without a bucket on it, bucket's got to be about 3 foot. This unit here is a big 13 foot, almost 14 foot long, and when you bucket up against that curb and then want to back up, you need to have that room so that you're not smashing into the headlock. So we are going to call it a night here, and that'll give you an idea of the Bobcat skid steer. We'll have to do another video here in the future as far as how it has been working out, but that's going to do it for this one. Just a short little video of the Bobcat skid steer. I had done a previous video on planting corn, and this machine was featured in that video, and I thought that I would just kind of explain that unit to you and not leave you all in the dark. So we'll catch you at the next one, folks. We'll be sure to give you I don't know, an idea of how it has been working out for us after a couple of months have gone by. Take it easy, folks. Catch you at the next one.